In this video, you're gonna learn how to ride a dirt bike in under 5 minutes. All right, so here we are. Maybe you've just recently got a new dirt bike and you don't have any clue what to do. In this video, we're gonna quickly move through the movements gonna keep you the safest. Quick disclaimer, guys, we're not going over the controls. I'm gonna leave that up to you. You need to know where all the controls are on the bike and what their functionality is in order to execute this part of the lesson. And we do actually have a video explaining all the controls, so maybe you check that out if you don't have an idea what your bike's doing. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna look into is finding a good environment, something that gives you space, something that gives you time to think about what you're doing. So make sure that you set your bike in a place where you can go straight for a while, and if you get out of control or you're feeling uncomfortable, you have time to figure out how to slow the bike down. The biggest common mistake is a thing that we're gonna talk about a lot in this video is called whiskey throttle. Whiskey throttle is when you hit the throttle too hard and you don't know how to let off. Your arm almost locks on it, your brain stops, and then all of a sudden you only get stopped by some obstacle that's in front of you. So give yourself some space to be able to think about, hey, my wrist is locked, I need to let off the gas and find my brakes. One thing that would be super helpful, especially if you're new to this, to get some cool MX Factory gear, make sure you check out shopmxf.com. That's our merch site where we sell our cool stuff. Check it out. All right, so the second thing that we're gonna go into is where you sit on the bike. This is very important for a lot of reasons, and just like we talked about, to try to avoid the whiskey throttle. So what I want you to do when you're on your bike is sit on the front of the bike, get your hands on the bars, and make sure there's a bend in your arm that's almost 90 degrees. The reason for that is if we do hit the gas and our arms are straight, it's gonna pull our body back and it's gonna pull the throttle more. So if we're here and we maintain this position, we can control the throttle with just our wrist without our upper body dictating what the bike's gonna do if we get thrown off the back. So the next thing that we're gonna talk about is clutch and throttle. You have to have complete control of your clutch. This is what causes the most anxiety when this is not in control. So the first thing that we're gonna do is maybe if you do have an idle knob on your bike is turn the idle up a little bit. What that means is gonna get the RPMs up a little to where you don't have to turn the throttle for the bike to move when you let the clutch out. So the idea behind this is that we get the bike in gear, shift the gear shifter down, and then we let the clutch out really slow until the bike starts to move to understand the point of engagement when the bike starts to move, and we want to do that 10 times. What we like to do here is we'll let the clutch out, we'll waddle 10 feet, we pull the clutch in, so we're constantly repping out the fact that we're finding point of engagement, releasing clutch all the way, we look up, we pull the clutch in, roll to a stop. That's our first drill. After we've completed our 10 feet drill, you want to just do the same exact thing, really slow and controlled clutch release. Remember, this is the anxiety maker. We got to be really smooth with this. Once we get going, we start to waddle our way, the clutch is out. Now we want to turn the throttle on. Key points here, don't turn it on a lot and don't chop it. So you want to just barely find some RPMs and you want to hold it steady. That's going to get your bike balanced. Once your bike feels balanced and you feel like your feet can hover off the ground, pull them to the pegs. Okay, next step will be off the throttle, clutch back in, roll to a stop, feet back out. This is all done very slow. If you guys are into knowing what we got going on here, we do a lot of training camps and sessions and weekend experiences and things like that. Make sure you sign up to our email list, and a little bonus is you'll get a free riding video that comes to you as soon as you sign up. So check that out, and we'll see you guys soon. So now that we've completed that, we've actually ridden a motorcycle, but one of the most important things to know how to do is how to stop the motorcycle. We can never gain speed if we don't know how to use our brakes. So the thing that I want you to do now is I want you to find some rocks or some cones, and I want you to set up a braking zone. So we're gonna do all the steps that we just learned in good body position. When we get to that braking zone, we're just gonna very easily take our right foot, which is the back brake, push on the back brake, slow the bike down a little bit, and then keep going. Another thing in the braking areas, for the first 10 to 20 hours of you riding your dirt bike, I don't want you to touch the front brake. The front brake is gonna dictate a lot, especially if you're unbalanced when you're coming in and trying to use your brakes, meaning if you're leaning one way or another and or your surface is slick. The front tire can lock up, you can slide out really easy. If you lock the back tire up, worst case scenario, you just slide the back into a stall. Not a big deal, feet come out, you don't fall. All right guys, new riders, hopefully, I hope you enjoyed that video. The good thing for you is we've got hundreds of how-to videos for you guys to check out, so make sure you find those over there. And also we do a lot of tips and stuff on our Instagram, that's at the MX Factory. How you can support us is liking, subscribing, and becoming a Patreon, which you can make small monthly donations to help keep this channel moving forward. We'll see you guys next time.